Discord, and I'm about to let everybody know that we are ready. All right, you ready to hop on into this episode, bro?
Let's do this.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome everybody to the Press Start podcast. We gotta do it right. It's week number 4, and I am with our co-host, the one and only Atlas Onus. How you doing, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys? Definitely ready for week 4. I'm glad we can keep this thing going, and super hyped for these topics.
Oh yeah. You want to start off with the question of the day? I actually think it's really perfect leading up to the final question. The first question to start off the series.
Definitely. So let's start off with today's question of the day, which is: should more companies offer paid gaming subscriptions? So, would you guys rather have a Xbox Live situation or a Game Pass situation like EA offers? You just pay your set fee per month, get whatever games you want to play, and do it that way, or see a game that you like, pay for it, have it forever. But then again, you have to spend that money.
Yeah. And to ultimately clarify, just like how the Game Pass and Origin Access is, you can just buy the game straight $60 if you want, but you still got the nice option of, for $10 a month I get access to the entire library or a good chunk of the library. How do you feel about that so far, Big A?
Xbox Live is already $10 a month to play with, to play multiplayer. So, I wouldn't want to see the price increase too much, but yeah, if it's gonna be let's say $15 a month, and you can play all the games available, I don't know, all recent games that will be made available for everyone with the subscription, then yeah. But if they're gonna hike the price up so much, it's just worth it to get a subscription and buy the games you want to play.
Yeah, the way I look at it is, they ever since they started doing this, actually, Xbox is having deals for the subscription. Like I was there, around Christmas is when my subscription passed up. Christmas 2018 that was, so they had a deal going on, and I was able to get Xbox Live 3 months for only $10. I paid about $3 a month. That's even cheaper than what I paid originally for a year subscription. Like the year subscription is $60, so $5 a month. To get 3 months for only $10 is a really good steal right now. So I say that this opens up more opportunities for deals to come out, but I think the PC market the most would benefit because they don't have to pay for a subscription to play the games. They could just, hey, I want EA access or I want Xbox Game Pass, and bam, you got these games for your PC. I personally am a big believer in that because of the first topic that we're going to be going into detail about. You ready for that, bro?
Yeah, definitely. And just to add one last note, as long as the prices are reasonable, then I don't see why it wouldn't be worth it.
I agree. I just think that if every company does it, it'll get out of hand. Because now, I think with EA's Anthem, we didn't cover the story last week. EA's Anthem, they literally had a spreadsheet of like 4 or 5 rows in columns of the different things you get if you pre-order this edition and that edition. If it comes down to that, where you can only get certain items through these subscriptions, then I think it'll get out of hand if done improperly.
Exactly.
All right, and we can now hop into the first topic of today, and that is an article from VG 24/7. We used them before in the past, and this article is really about Jump Force patch will allow you to skip cutscenes and improve load times. So for those who didn't understand, or for those who aren't active in the Discord, you may not have heard about the travesty that was of Jump Force. As of right now, Jump Force is kind of an incomplete game with a lot of BS in it, and this article from 24/7 is going over some of the things that Bandai Namco themselves have tweeted out, and this includes loading time improvements, ability to skip cutscenes, stability fixes, and the battle bug fixes, how in-game glitches and whatnot. So Atlas, we were just talking about the paid subscription. Do you feel that this would do you feel like this justifies incomplete games being out there or not? Because with a paid subscription, you aren't forcing $60 and being disappointed.
From what it seems, and I can provide some personal insight to this, I was receiving math tutoring at my school, and I saw someone who pre-ordered the game playing it on one of the school computers. It's pretty funny, but still, it's if it's that trash, like I saw them playing. I don't know what characters they were since I'm not familiar with all the animes, but it was really lacking. Like the battle was super buggy, and I mean it's sort of like another Sea of Thieves scenario.
Yeah, I mean, I was preaching to this for the past what, one or two, maybe even week 3 of the podcast. I was preaching that I don't feel that we should be applauding developers for fixing their games, because I was saying like, hey, I don't feel right if a developer charges $30, $40, $60 and the game is incomplete, or you gotta get like a day one 50 gigabyte update. This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. They knew the game was broken before they dropped it.
I mean, what's so difficult? Like, I agreed with you. I don't remember what week it was, but I remember speaking about this with you on the podcast. That yeah, cool. I'm glad you fixed it, but isn't that the point of trying to release a game? Isn't the point of trying to release a game to make sure it's 100% ready first?
Like it feels like it's a lost art. Like,
this is disappointing. This is disappointing because I was looking forward to this.
I know. I remember week 1 we were. No, wait, not even week 1. It was week 2, I believe. We were all talking about what characters we want to see in Jump Force, and here we are. And in the Discord, I took away my nickname Zatch Bell for Jump Force, please, because I don't even want my boy Zatch Bell in there. I don't want him near that toxicity. like, like I
put some respect on Zatch Bell's name, man.
I agree. Like, I feel that I've been seeing people try to justify that the game has been trash, but I don't understand how we can. This is why the gaming world is as messed up as it is now.
Yeah, keep Inuyasha away from this garbage.
Oh, you going for Inuyasha?
Hell yeah!
I mean, I remember watching it, but I was more of a, oh, hey, you know, if it's on TV and I got nothing to do, I'll watch Inuyasha. But I never like followed it episodically.
I just remember watching it, and it was super gory and action packed. And
oh no, it was great. It's just that when you don't watch it from episode 1 to episode 100 something, you're gonna be lost in the story for any anime.
You know what? I'm just gonna go rewatch it. That's it.
Hey, we still got that Verve account, bro. Actually, is it even on? That's a good question.
I know it's on Netflix, and I'm using someone's Netflix account, so.
Look at that, people. You can share subscriptions. I doubt they will let us do that on the consoles, but you know, there's still that option. But here's my take on the whole Jump Force thing. I seen people do reviews. I seen all the trolling, not trolling, but like I seen people post memes and gifs on Twitter and whatnot. The game isn't that great. I commented on a review and I said that I'm glad I didn't pre-order the game because this is trash. People will try to justify saying like, oh, the game is fun, or like, hey, who buys a fighting game for the story? I said, maybe because this is a game involving shonen characters all being in the same room, I should care about the story a little bit. Don't you? Or am I asking for a little bit too much?
I mean, yeah, it's the reason we watch animes in the first place.
I know.
Exactly. Part of the concept was to put all of our favorite ones into one game. So, like, the fact that they messed that up is so stupid.
I know. The worst part about this is we thought they learned from their J-Stars failure, and not only that, we thought we thought they would get the formula right. Like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 is one of the best examples of a good 3D arena fighter. They had the formula there. Bandai was the people who helped make that game, and yet they couldn't use that formula in some capacity for this. Like the combat is fine. The issue is with the combat, there's broken moves and it's very mashed. Like if you're a button masher, this game favors you over actual combos. But yeah, so
I know people like that, and just hearing it is frustrating.
Like that's the thing. Like I get it. This game isn't meant to be played competitively. I don't feel that every game should be. But when you hear that, oh yeah, this is a casual experience, it means that the developer can use it as a cop-out to not fix a character who's broken, like Yugi Moto. Think about that. Yugi Moto. People had no reason why he's in the game. We're like, what? He duels. He has one of the best movesets in the entire game because of that. Like, have you seen him play?
I mean, I can think about it. Just summoning all the fucking dragons and...
Like, here's the thing. His special move is using Slifer. But he has things like Swords of Revealing Light, which, like the card says, for 3 turns you can't attack the user. You can't attack him when he's using that card. And then he has, like, a trap card he can play. If you attack him, you basically be...
That's so stupid.
Yeah. So
That I mean, like that's like this is that's so stupid. That's like taking the regular game concept that they would have made and just applying Yu-Gi-Oh rules to it.
here's the thing. Imagine if Imagine if IRL you walk around with your dual disc and you decide, oh yeah, I don't like this.
Yeah,
I don't like this building. I'm gonna summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to destroy it. That's
that
you know how broken that
that's
sounds.
pretty much. That's pretty much. Oh shit! Fucking, I sense Goku coming at me. Let me just fucking place this trap card.
Yeah,
10
bottomless
turns
trap
in
hole.
advance. Fucking bullshit.
You play Mirror Force on Goku. He calls it Kamehameha to get bounced back to him.
Wow.
Oh god. But no, I mean, I'm fine with the combat being the way it is. I look past the graphics, even though the graphics are like straight ass cheeks for some characters. I'm willing to look past that for good gameplay. But to hear the story is bad. There's cutscenes, like there's actual like loading screens in between everything you do. You go into this Xenoverse knockoff lobby, it's like interact and do everything there. When you're going into a mission, there's a loading screen. You go into the cutscene.
Right.
The cutscene can be 15 seconds long, and then they'll in the cutscene another loading screen. You go into a fight. After the fight, another loading screen. After the fight's cutscene, another loading screen. Like that is stupid.
That's ass.
That is straight ass, man. Like I don't know what these people were thinking when they made this crap.
And you know me, I'm a very I do not play games with crappy graphics. Like I'm a avid supporter of, the newer the game, the better the graphics should be. But I was willing to sacrifice that part of myself in order to have a good game, and we don't have a good game. So what the fuck?
I'm fine with the whole. Ever since I've been, especially after I started building computers and getting more tech savvy. You think ironically that mean I would care more about graphics, which I do. Don't get me wrong. Playing Rainbow Six on my PC was beautiful, but after learning about how if you put this in or that in, it causes more basically it calls for more horsepower per se when it comes to the technology. So I fully understand if we made the game less beautiful, that way the game isn't 15 frames on the Xbox, or the game isn't completely a broken shit show. Like I learned how that works and the concept behind it. So that's why I'm fine with games not looking as beautiful as Skyrim, because we see how buggy that shit is. But to see Jump Force is weird in its designs and the gameplay is off and the story is lazy, it's like, bruh, I would never give $60 for this game just because they got Goku in it.
I mean, it seems like it's another money grabbing attempt.
It is.
Just put all the fucking good characters and good animes and fucking see who fucking buys this shit.
I see why they put Luffy in the front of Jump Force, because One Piece is one of the biggest. It's the biggest piece of. It's the biggest manga / anime out there. One Piece. So I understand why they put him in the middle. Why they put Luffy in the middle of the cover, because they knew, hey, that's even more sales coming their way. Like,
yeah, I'm looking at the reviews for the game right now. 6.3 from IGN. Okay, we can ignore that one.
Yeah, doesn't count.
7 out of 10 from GameSpot. That's stupid. And then one that I can agree with, Metacritic gives it a 58%. That's pretty reasonable.
I say the 70 is fine too, because like I said, the gameplay is still good. It's just that you can't play fighters, do your fluid combo in fighters and then bring it over to Jump Force. It just won't work that way.
Right.
Oh well, we can move on because we don't have to shit on this game for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, they could have spent 20 more minutes. It wouldn't be such a shitty game, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, for that person who said that, who buys a fighting game for the story? Here's my thing. Mortal Kombat X had a great story.
There you go. That's a great comparison.
Like, not only that, you got other games like the Injustice series. Like, Injustice did a really great way. You fight people, cutscene. The cutscene transition into you choosing which characters you want to play as. That has a good story. Xenoverse and the Ninja Storm games are 3D arena fighters, and their story is actually good in the way they portrayed everything. Like, you don't need to justify, fighting game is shitty story. You can have your cake and eat it too. The thing is, they gave us a shitty cake and they want us to eat it.
It's underbaked, man. It's underbaked.
Man, the cake is raw yet burnt at the same time.
Yeah, it's true. Fucking Yugi is the burnt crisp and fucking really OP as hell.
I was thinking about playing him just just because I love Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's one of those things I do enjoy is playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think it would have been great for the memes. But to see that, oh yeah, Yugi and his ability draw is really, really broken in the game. But I don't know. Oh yeah, the worst part about the game is 50% of the matches I've seen people play, it comes down to the timer. Because for whatever reason, they have a short timer within the ranked matches. And also, if you want to play against friends, instead of having a rematch option, you got to go back out of the menu, re-invite the friend, and then do the whole process over again.
I mean, have they not looked at any other game ever?
No, they're looking at J-Stars, and they're like, hey, what can we take from J-Stars that we like? Oh, hey, this only took 20 minutes of development. Yeah, let's use that. I'd much rather they would have delayed this shit and said, oh, hey, we're bringing out Jump Force next year, and the game is really good. Like, do you know how much momentum this game would have done? Like, I remember our boy Brown Wan told me, like, half the world watches anime. So, think about that. Imagine if Jump Force was really good, and they decided to do DLC for 2, 3, maybe even 4 years throughout the game's life cycle.
That's not, I mean, that's not a real statistic, is it?
I can believe it. Like, not everybody's watching Dragon Ball, of course, but...
No,
like,
I mean anime in general.
Yeah, like...
That's a whole lot. 4.5 billion people. Well, no, not 3.5 or like 3 billion people, something like that.
Yeah, I can believe that. Like, we seen videos and clips of people like in Times Square of Venezuela and South America watching Dragon Ball, and then there's clips getting millions of views. I also believe because there are animes out there that I never heard of and people are watching them. Also, the term anime really doesn't have to just apply to just Japanese-made cartoons, because a cartoon is considered an anime.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, just think about it, though. Like, even if 1 billion people in the world watches anime, or just all of Japan and the West, which we all know that's bullshit. Let's just say we only watch anime. If Jump Force would have been great, and they gave us DLC for years like Rainbow Six is right now, or some of these other games, do you know how much money they could have made bank off of? Like, oh yeah, we didn't put this anime in, or we didn't put this shonen manga into Jump Force, but hey, here they are 2 years later. So now you can buy them as DLC characters. Bruh, that's money right there.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been smart, but look at all the bullshit that they've already pulled.
Yeah. But I guess,
all right, you want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, it's yours.
All right, cool. So, Ubisoft plans to release 3 to 4 AAA titles this year until March 2020 as well. So, like, are they spending their whole budget on this? Like, that seems like a lot.
I remember you said you were doing research on Ubisoft. I've been a fan of their games since Assassin's Creed Revelations came out. I was playing Ubisoft games before then, but give or take, that's when I really was a Ubisoft jerk off.
I mean, what games do you think they're going to release? Like a new
Far
Cry?
I was reading
a new
the article.
Assassin's Creed?
They said the article says it's not going to be Assassin's Creed, which makes sense. They've been following that formula of skipping a year between releases since their days of Syndicate. If I gotta be honest, when I look at this article, I've been a big fan of Ubisoft. I understand that you may not notice, but Ubisoft actually got development studios all across the planet. Like, you got Ubisoft Montreal, you got Ubisoft Canada.
No,
yeah, like
Singapore.
Yeah, like you got Ubisoft Quebec. So they got different development studios across the country, particularly in areas that are very French-speaking countries. So yeah, they got companies everywhere, and these companies are developing other games as the other ones are being released. So it's not like, oh yeah, it's a team of 100 people making 6 games. But I mean, when I read the article, I definitely get the vibe of maybe another Ghost Recon or Tom Clancy. I can definitely see that. I don't think they're going to release a new Division game, considering that Division 2 just came out. I mean, it's coming out. Other than that, Far Cry New Dawn just dropped, but Far Cry, I can see like a mini-series Far Cry game coming out. That wouldn't be too much for them. Other than that...
That's true. How about, what is this Skull and Bones that they mentioned in the article? So
I actually
sort of thing.
I actually do not know too much about Skull and Bones. I usually know about the bigger titles that are announced, like For Honor, the Tom Clancy series. They can maybe be talking about bringing out new IPs as well. I could definitely see that, because Ubisoft is notorious for, oh yeah, beautiful game trailer, beautiful graphics, and then the gameplay is like lacklustering, or they toned down the graphics from the actual trailer.
What if they come out with like a new spin-off on a battle royale game?
I could definitely see that happening. And Lantern asked if he could join us on the podcast. Sure, Lantern, you could join in. We're going to be in the general voice chat.
Okay, I'll come over as well. Yeah, let's do this.
All right, that was a fast transition.
All right, so I'm here. That would be pretty cool, and especially since we just got Apex Legends and seeing how amazing that game is.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe in last season's podcast we had this as a question today. It's just the year of battle royales, and yeah, it's turning into that. I don't know how I feel about that, especially with regards to what's coming out in the next topic. But we'll get to that in a second. Maybe Lantern has some insight about this current topic.
Yeah, so I am looking at Skull and Bones screenshots and E3 gameplay, which wow, back in 2017 they showed some gameplay of this game.
I could definitely. Yeah, they must be releasing that. I can't pinpoint exactly what they would be dropping per se. If it's not honestly, I can see it being an Assassin's Creed game coming out, but not a main series one. Like, for example, you got Assassin's Creed Liberations, you got the games they used to do on the DS. I can definitely see like a side game coming out, like a side scroller maybe, and that'd be a new Assassin's Creed, because they have like almost 40 games throughout the series, and the series started in 2007.
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, it could just be a new game altogether. I mean, we're gonna have 3 to 4, so that's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know per se what they'd be dropping, because I remember when I started YouTube, I said I wanted a partnership with Ubisoft, but I don't know anymore. And I'm not saying that because Ubisoft is a bad company. It's just I haven't been playing their games as lately. If you catch my drift, and I just realized I played the same replay video of fighters back to back.
Whoops.
I mean, I lost count of how many replays I just went through.
So is Lantern joining us anytime soon?
I thought the stream delay would have gave him enough time to join in. If not, we could still continue to grind.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So the next article, which we were talking about the year of the Battle Royale, in a weird twist of irony, we are actually unironically talking about Tetris. Something I never thought we had to mention in the podcast. But at the recent Nintendo Direct, I don't know how to start this off. I'll give you. Go ahead, start it off, man. I can't. I just can't.
What is a Tetris?
No, I just.
In current event news, Tetris fucking came out again. Like,
yeah.
I can't believe this is a thing, and I mean, I think that's the whole point. Like, you shock the world, and they get the game to see what it is. That's how you.
Here's my thing about it. I don't mind. I don't mind a new Tetris game, because Tetris is one of the top 5 most selling games in the world, like best selling games in the world. The way they were revealing it I thought they were revealing a new battle royale, and they actually are in the form of Tetris. I don't know how. It's gonna be you paired up with 98 other people, and you guys are gonna be playing through a Tetris map. I doubt it's you guys using the same blocks and the same structures, like coming down on you. But basically, the point of the game is of someone who, they reaches the end of the Tetris game for them, they will be eliminated, and the games will be going on continuously until there's one final person standing left. In concept, that actually sounds pretty cool, because it puts more value to why you're playing Tetris. Because I seen Tetris try to have co-op or multiplayer PvP. This one actually feels like, hey, that's unique. It's just that it took them 40 years to finally do something like this.
I mean, yeah, that's the most shocking part. Who probably up and coming gamers, the younger generations, don't even know what Tetris is. So who would have thought this would have happened?
If you don't know what Tetris is, I don't know what to say.
I mean, we would know what it is, but we're talking about the little Timmies and the PewDiePie subscribers.
Here's my thing. There's just some things out there I just feel like it's too timeless to not know about. Like, maybe I'm old fashioned, but I get that vibe that, hey, and I can hear myself echo in the background. But I just get
Echo.
that, like, for example, like, I feel like if you're past the age of 4 or 5, you should know who Nintendo is or what Mario is. Like, and that's coming from people who are living in the West. Like, obviously, if you live in a place that has no internet or they're not that technologically advanced, I understand if you'll know what Mario is, but the rest of us should. Like, we're all
Hey
not.
man. Hey man. You know what? I'm gonna try this out.
No, I'm not gonna deny it. I think it's gonna be pretty cool to see what happens. I think it'd be funny as shit if they say Victory Royale at the end of it.
And I like how this article says, this is gonna be fierce competition for Fortnite.
No, I've seen people make memes about that.
Get-
I I think it actually will be pretty cool to see it, especially if it's gonna be free.
#1 game.
Honestly, it may actually become. If this was an app, I could definitely see it become the #1 game on the App Store. Basically, have a Pokemon Go in terms of like wave of hype, basically. But I don't know if there's gonna be people on the Switch. I think it's gonna be easy to win in Tetris then, because not everybody who plays the game on the Switch are the most competitive gamers. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and dang, I'm rewatching this replay. I'm actually impressed with myself, and I don't say that to jerk myself off. I was kind of in a bad spot.
Your Kid Buu just knocked him out.
I'm not playing Kid Buu. I'm playing Goku Black.
I see.
Yeah, watch the ranked videos, bruh. We've been putting in work with this team. All right.
I think we dragged this topic out. You want to take the next one?
Yeah, honestly, it was a good talk because it just speaks volumes to what Battle Royale is doing right now.
Wait, you just did this one, so I should do, right?
You can, but I kind of got more insight outside of the article.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so this article is coming from Games Radar. We used them in the past before as well. The other one was from Polygon, just to let people know. Activision explains in their earnings call as to why they specifically broke up with Bungie. They kind of brought in the fact they brought in information that was not brought to the limelight at first, and it was that, for one, they broke up with their relationship with Bungie despite a 10-year contract because they felt they weren't making that much money off of the partnership, and two, they said that it was actually Bungie themselves who offered the fact that they want to be released from the contract. So that brings in information that we did not have originally when we mentioned the information beforehand. Big A, I remember how you spoke about how the class action lawsuit sent to Activision should be justified because they didn't inform their investors. But hearing this new information, how do you feel about that?
Just because the times are tumultuous at the company doesn't mean you should be hiding that. It does bring more insight onto the situation, knowing that potentially Destiny wasn't doing as well. But still, there's no excuse, and they opened themselves to get sued.
The way I see it though, like I kind of defended the fact that shit happens in the business world all the time, and you can't really prepare for things. Like if a company said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna discontinue selling this product," I don't feel like people should use the same, like the logic of, "Oh, we're suing because you're not working with Bungie anymore." I feel like the same logic could be applied to, "Oh hey, GameStop just changed their pre-order policy, and now stockholders are gonna sue them because they don't feel like they're gonna make more money off of this move." Like I feel like that would be the logic that people may start using now with lawsuits. That's why I defended them. I feel like yes, they should have been transparent with people. And also they probably should have announced it more globally. But at the same time, when it comes to these conference calls, that's when they do it to inform all of their investors at the same time. So if something new happened before the earnings call, I don't feel like I can really justify, the class action lawsuit because not everyone would have been informed beforehand. Maybe they tried to reach out to everybody and just couldn't.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. But when you're dealing with investors that are putting in, I'm assuming, millions upon millions of dollars, you want to make sure you do your best to keep them informed and just to protect yourself from the possibility of being sued.
That's like the one that's like the 0.1% of investors, if anything, who have millions into it. Because I'm about to check the stock right now for Activision. Their stock is $44.60 a share. So that means if you had $90, you could buy 2 shares of Activision, and you could be part of this class action lawsuit. Which there you go. There goes some people probably taking advantage of the system. Like I'm not denying that, hey, these people should be upset with what's happening with the company, but I just feel like, just harping everything on Activision for once is actually the incorrect move. But that doesn't change the fact that Activision is still a subpar company when it comes to relating to the mass public.
Right, and that's why I'm not giving it so much slack. I mean, to some extent, I do agree with you. We didn't get all the information on that 1 week, and maybe they did not deserve as much. They did not deserve some of the things that I said about them. But at the end of the day, if you're doing the things you're doing and you're not protecting yourself, you can't really blame anyone else.
Yeah, I just feel like if we get information that, oh, hey, Activision did reach out to the investors, and the people who are suing are actually just the ones who didn't get information,
then I'll change. Yeah, I'll go back on that if that's the case. But I don't think that's what happened.
I don't think it happened either. So that's why I'm saying, like, I understand why people are upset. I just can't shit on Activision at the moment because, like I said, shit happens. But if they did reach out to everybody and this is just BS, then my God, I'm going to be even more mad at you humanity than I'm already am.
No, that's true.
Oh well. Speaking of Activision, we still got more coming on at hand. You ready to hop into the next topic? You could take over for this one.
Oh, is it the Evo?
That was COD.
Okay. Hold up. I think I didn't get that article.
I can start it off as you read.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna go get the article.
All right. This is from Dexerto. I never really used him before, but he actually brought a pretty compelling article right now about the Call of Duty franchise. And basically, throughout the same earnings call that we were just talking about through Activision, they spoke to their investors about how they believe that the next Call of Duty game is going to be the best one in the entire franchise. Call of Duty's been running strong for 16 years now, and they're expecting to have a new multiplayer game. I mean, they're gonna have a game that's gonna have an entirely new campaign, a huge expansive multiplayer world, and of course some fun co-op gameplay, which lead people to believe that, hey, this most likely is going to be a Modern Warfare 4, basically a sequel to the beloved trilogy franchise, like the trilogy that Infinity Ward / Sledgehammer Games worked on. People are also believing that when it comes to the new co-op experience, it's going to be something different than zombies, which would be a nice change of pace in my eyes, but rather most likely going to be a new battle royale. And the campaign, that's the biggest selling point they seem to be driving into when it comes to this COD. So Atlas, I know we just had you not introduced, but like you got to truly experience some high-end Call of Dutying when we all used to play World War II. Are you excited for a new COD, and do you think it'll be better than World War II, or you think they're just calling it a BS bluff?
I thoroughly enjoyed the World War II campaign. It really did show me the amount of effort these companies put.
Yeah, especially since the game was done in half the development time, actually. They were halfway done developing Advanced Warfare 2, I believe, and then they switched over to World War II.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. And if anything, I'll have a library full of Call of Duty games now since I have to buy 2 of them. So.
I mean, here's my thing about Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 has been acclaimed for being good. It's not my cup of tea, actually. Not because I was dropping 30 in World War II casually, but because it just doesn't feel the same game. The extra armor really throws me off. Like, when you're playing World War II and you're dropping bodies left and right, you get into the rhythm of, oh, I killed this person, let me reload. Now it's like I put the same 100, maybe 110 damage into the enemy, but because they're still alive, I accidentally reload it, and they're still given the opportunity to kill me because I'm vulnerable in the battlefield. Not only that, unlike World War II had a really lackluster amount of guns, if I gotta be honest. At least good ones. In this game, everyone is running high caliber or using operator mods that are OP just to play the game, and I wasn't a fan of that. So if they do something similar with that with this new COD, then it ain't gonna be for me, Chief.
I mean, you can provide more insight as to what you liked about Modern Warfare 3 that you want to see here.
Well, looking back, Modern Warfare 3 wasn't the greatest game in the world. I think the reason I and many people like Modern Warfare, the whole Modern Warfare trilogy actually, especially Modern Warfare 1 was considered the best. MW2 was a classic. You've seen all the memes about that. And then you got MW3. Hell, wait. I think MW2 is actually the cover for... Yeah, it's the MW2 logo is the cover for this article. That's what I'm talking about. That's the love child of the series. Personally, what made those games great was the fact that there was less customization. That's why I forgot to mention for Jump Force. Like, call me old school if you want. I don't care. I feel like games that have the more customization, the worse they are, because it takes away from the whole core element of, oh hey, we got these items at our disposal and they're all supposed to be relatively balanced. That's how the vibe I got with the Modern Warfare series. You know, grab an SMG. Oh hey, you want to put a scope on it? Go for it. You want to put a suppressor on it? Go for it. You want to put, you know, a silence. You want to run with a silence pistol or RPG as your secondary without having to unlock them through crates? Go for it. That was kind of lost through the years with CODs. World War II did a decent job, but even they had some guns hidden behind the loot crates. I guess
I don't see that. I mean, I'm glad, you know, some of those aspects that make the Modern Warfare trilogy are most likely going to be revived. But I don't see that going away. The loot boxes and all that stuff.
I doubt it's going to go away. But when we spoke about it, like, they're trying to charge $2 for a dot site that you don't even need.
Right.
Like, that pisses me off. I mean, obviously I could just avoid not buying it, but when you see like, oh, exclusive skins or exclusive guns are hidden behind a certain loot crate. Like, I remember our boy Brown One, like, one of the default classes he used, he loved it, but the gun itself was behind like a winter crate that he didn't even have a chance to buy because he got the game at around springtime. But
yeah, that's kind of bullshit right there.
That is. Like, I'm not trying to harp on people who like customization. Even though I found the pattern is the more, you know, creative character games or the more customization you get, the worse the games are. I just feel that, hey, if I just don't like the idea that, oh hey, this gun, you know, because realistically it can't have this attachment on it. We decided to do that for this video game. I thought
so. What was done in Black Ops 4 instead of a campaign?
They didn't do a campaign. They did something called a Specialist HQ, which kind of gave backstory to the characters and whatnot. Basically, you could tell that it was meant to be the campaign, but they didn't do no campaign. It's just multiplayer, Blackout, and zombies. And zombies have become the middle child of the game. Like, it gets no love compared to Blackout and multiplayer. Like, zombies didn't even get like a trailer when they first announced the DLC Pack 1. But for Black Ops 4, what they did was they said, like, I believe when we watched the review stream, they said that, yeah, for some guns they're going to be having attachments that other guns wouldn't. I thought that was actually cool because that means guns get more identities to them. Besides, oh hey, I need to run an LMG. Oh hey, I'm going to use this LMG that I'll never remember the name for. But now seeing that, oh hey, this gun is utter shit because it can't use a dot sight, I'm like, that is not how COD was ever meant to be in my eyes.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's not just for the point of having, hey, I like this attachment, let me put it on all my weapons. It's trying to find out what you're comfortable with first.
Yeah.
And then through playing the game, seeing how you can use those attachments. I agree with that. Yeah. I'd say that's a pretty solid viewpoint.
Remember, I think what probably drove me liking that idea at first is when we played World War II, think critically. What was the most broken thing in World War II? If you could, from your eyes.
I remember the incendiary rounds being pretty broken.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about. When they first said that some guns will have attachments that others won't, I remember that I probably fell in love with that idea because the incendiary rounds were on every shotgun. And that was annoying. You know, someone shoot you from 30 feet with incendiary rounds and you're set on fire.
Well, whatever the case may be, I'm glad you brought that up, and I hope they do change that. And also maps.
Oh yeah, the spawns were bad.
Ah!
They gave us 9 maps, and not only that, no one bought DLC. And not only that, the spawn rates were bad. I remember I would die, respawn, and I'm right there by the enemy. It's like, bruh, this ain't COD. Like,
man, that was trash.
I know, right? Give me at least 13 maps and I'll be happy. Like, I don't even need more DLC. Just give me 13 straight maps and we can call it a day, people.
Yeah, honestly, I don't see why they couldn't do that. Especially if they're claiming in this article that it's going to be the best game. They should have many maps.
Oh, yeah. We can move on to the final topic because I think it's just going to be a 2-person episode this time around again. You know, I'm not saying anything, but I'm kind of saying something. You want to take over for this one?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So Evo Japan stream was taken offline as Dead or Alive 6 segment was considered too raunchy. This is an article from Polygon. And general theme of what's going on here is pretty ridiculous.
I wish I could show it on screen, but I don't want to go dig up the video.
I mean, really too raunchy? I don't know.
I get where they're coming from. What happened, for those who don't understand, you could probably Google it. It was trending on Twitter. But what happened was one of the characters was basically going for a tombstone pile driver, and it was a male character. When they pile driver the female character, they were, you know, in like a weird yoga position, we'll say, because we're still on YouTube, where their neck and their head, neck, and back was like on the ground while their legs were in the air, and the male character's head was in between their legs. And I believe, if I'm correct, in the Twitch stream, yep, there it is. Yeah, in the Twitch stream, I don't know if they paused it or not, but it was like really slow motion, and they were just looking over the photos repeatedly, and then the Twitch stream was taken down. I don't know. I didn't watch Evo Japan this year because Fighters wasn't there, so I can't really go into detail as to what happened or how this particularly went down.
I just watched a clip on Twitch.
I know, I just did too.
If anything, I wouldn't consider the game raunchy. I'd consider what the hosts, or I don't know, the presenters, the female presenters, what they were doing was, you know, I'd consider that worse than a freaking game.
I mean, from what I understand, like the TOs obviously didn't do this. You got production teams, you got commentators who are like telling the sound guys like, "Hey, do this and that." I just wish I had more deep information besides just the article. Like if I saw this on stream and you know they were pausing it and purposely looking over the video, yeah, I'd probably be mad. If this was like the players who were sitting at the table were pausing it and looking over the position, then we're dealing with a classic case of trolling. But it doesn't feel like that.
Right, and I don't know why, but I can't find the clip. Oh, here it is. So on the article.
But you cut out, bro.
I believe the clip is on the article. Okay, I see what they're doing. Yeah, I see what they mean. Come on, really?
I mean, here's my thing. We know for a fact that in Fortnite they had an update to Calamity, the basically the Halloween season. She was one of the starter skins you get for the season pass, and they changed the animations to her because there was outcry and also people making a meme out of it of her titties being able to jiggle, which real physics will say, yeah, that can happen, especially if you're running around for your life on an island in the Battle Royale. But they took that out because, yeah, people would jerk off to anything. So we are living in that world where...
Apparently so. That's kind of ridiculous.
I mean, like, I do understand what's happening where you want to make sure... You want to make sure you're protecting your brand and your IP. Like, well, not IP, but, like, you want to protect your brand. Like, Evo Japan is way too big to allow, like, just simple trolling to take over it. Because if Twitch was to say, oh, yeah, you can never live stream Evo Japan events ever again, then that's a nice chunk of the audience having less of a platform to watch this on. Because you got to watch it off of some, you know, you got to watch it off of some random Joe's reaction stream, if that's the case.
Yeah, I definitely see that argument.
Yeah, like, I believe when I watched Evo, there was a couple 100,000 people watching each and every match throughout the 3-day live stream event they had. And I believe Evo Japan is the same thing. So to see them not, I mean, to see them protect their brand, it makes more sense in my eyes.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, Lantern?
Oh, I honestly just kind of stayed quiet because I didn't know what you guys were talking about.
Oh wow. Long story short, Dead or Alive 6 is a fighting game. There was a live stream of a tournament, and one of the characters was
it was.
I had to probably I probably have to link him the article because you describing it is not the same as showing off a clip.
Yeah, I mean, you can link the clip, and I'll do my best to describe it in the meantime. So one of the male characters, one of the male fighters, did a tombstone pile driver, which involved lifting the female character in the air and then slamming her on the ground on her back, and also pinning her there as well. So you can imagine the male character on top of the female character pinning her onto her back, how that would look like.
Yep.
And so for that reason, they stopped the stream.
Yeah. If it's at the end of the day.
Crashed like 2 seconds. My internet crashed for like 2 seconds.
Oh wow. Well, I just linked you the article if you want to check it out. The clip is.
I got in the article. The problem is I crashed.
Oh wow. Well, basically, the long end of the story is a company decided
what I got was tombstone pile driver. Female character gets pinned.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was. It's just that it's something you'll probably see on like an adult website. The way the animation looked. Yeah, it's not like anything lewd was showed. It's just that the replay was done of the most sexual looking version of it. Like let's say you're picking up somebody and your face is in their chest and someone took a picture of that. That's kind of like what happened with the stream.
Exactly, and that's why.
Yep. I see what you mean. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's justifiable for that? Like, what's your opinion on that?
No, I don't think that's justifiable because that can be taken in the worst way possible.
I understand why they took the stream down because Twitch doesn't play. Like we talked about in the past with Twitch, like they banned people for life because their friend was a troll and sent them a dick pic while they're streaming and the audience saw it. Like Twitch would ban you for that even if you didn't do it, or they're co-streaming with somebody and so said a racial slur or something.
I see what you mean now. That just looked bad and wrong.
That's exactly what I get. Like Twitch, they would ban you for something you didn't do directly. So if some bad producer of like on the production team or some troll was replaying that throughout the stream, then they're running the risk of Twitch coming down on them. So I defended Evo Japan in the sense that hey, you got something bigger on your hands than just let's all laugh at this for 30 seconds. But I don't know, like I don't think this is one of those cases of the world.
The fact that they zoomed in on it was probably the worst thing they actually could have done, though.
Like I've seen it in tournaments before where they'll replay like key highlights or something crazy to happen. But they zoomed in. That means they know what they're doing.
Necessary to replay the fucking that.
Yeah, this is why I kind of defended them. Like, hey, take this. If anything, don't take the stream down, but take off the visual. Like I'm streaming right now, for example, and I'll show right here on stream. If I didn't want you guys to see me playing fighters, hey, there we go. I just closed out the little window of the game.
I wanted to join for like the freaking Jump Force thing because I was actually talking to my friend what they could have done with the Jump Force thing.
Oh, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, it does look kind of garbage. But I was like talking to him of what would have been a better game, and that was like making a game sort of like fighters.
I feel like, yeah, I have to agree.
The characters could benefit from that.
I think
the only characters I don't see could benefit is probably bleaching the Yugi characters.
I feel like they could do well I feel like they could do well because I have seen puppet characters like Android 18 and fighters. She's pretty good. That's kind of what Yugi is when it comes to summoning his monsters and stuff.
It was like.
I feel like.
Yeah, it's like.
You go ahead.
No, I'm silent. I'll let you talk first. It's your stream.
Nah, I mean I'm sharing wealth. I was just gonna say I don't mind the 3D arena because like I've seen other games do it, the Ninja Storm series and Xenoverse. You can have a game in that setting and it can be fine. Not every game has to be the perfect ideal setting or the perfect ideal gameplay mechanics. But you go ahead and do your part.
Yeah, but if it's an anniversary title, you gotta do different than what you did last time.
I mean, they really didn't do anything different. Like they did J-Stars basically 2.0, and
Yep, that's why I was That's why I was saying if you're gonna do an anniversary title, at least outdo yourself than what you did the last time you tried.
yeah,
that.
I just feel like they should
That's
spend
why
more
I said
time
a fighters
developing.
type game a fighters anniversary title might have worked if they would have went with that idea.
I just feel like they should have just spent more time developing because now I feel like it's more of a cash grab. Like if they just said like, oh yeah, the visuals are bad and there's a few glitches here or there, I think that's fine because there's always gonna be glitches in games. Like if a game comes out and there's a million people playing it, they're gonna find more glitches than a team of QA testers slash beta testers who only have 20 members on staff.
And then there's the fact that they kind of I'm not gonna rag on the roster, but it's the fact that they did pay more attention to their older rosters, to their older series.
No, I do agree. I think they put too much emphasis
They
on
could have
Naruto.
added like a couple more characters.
No,
so.
here's my thing. If they're gonna put emphasis on Naruto, Dragon Ball, and One Piece, I feel like they should have spiced up the Dragon Ball roster more. Like, where the hell is Gohan? And for Naruto, like, why is Kaguya a part of the staff and not someone more iconic like Sakura? Maybe probably put Jiraiya.
That's like the one thing. Like they have a lack of female fighters, and it's.
Here's my.
But then again, there's not that many good characters from.
No,
the
that's what I'm
anime
about to say. Like, I feel like that being an argument is not that good because fighters, people are still like, oh, we need female characters. I'm like, yeah, if we want to promote diversity, we do need it, but there's not that many female fighters in the Dragon Ball verse. So now that's a new can of worms you got to open up when it comes to critiquing Dragon Ball games.
Yeah, but the difference with Jump Force is that they're taking from multiple series.
No, that's why I agree right there.
So they have a pretty good number of female fighters they could put in.
I mean, they could have put Uraraka in here. I think that would have been nice because they did My Hero dirty. I think you agree with that.
They really did. Like All Might and Bakugo were practically picked that they should have put in.
Yeah, I agree. I think you could also.
I don't know if you've seen the Black Clover universe, but there's like 2 characters from there as well that could have been put in, and they're both the rival and the men.
I agree. Like, if they taken half heroes and half villains from all the popular shows, there's so much they could have done with this. Like, imagine Stain being in Jump Force, and he still had his quirk of paralyzing you temporarily. That would have been great.
Fucking seriously.
If I could provide some input, I'd just like to say, first of all, I would like to see some diversity in fighters in Jump Force, but if you have to put female characters in there, I would not want it to be at the expense of better characters, of better fighters. So yeah, put in those female ones that, since they are sort of lacking already, but not just because they're female.
No, that's what I feel like when it comes to the whole fighters argument. Like, there's not that many females who fight in Dragon Ball. The most iconic ones are Chi-Chi and Bulma, and they don't fight. Hell, Videl is in the game. She is a fighter, but she gave up fighting after she got the wood from Gohan. You know, after the Buu arc, she's like, yeah, I'm not going to fight anymore, even though she's the daughter of the world champ.
Yeah, exactly. And to Lantern's point, to those of you familiar at all with Black Clover, there are, there's quite an interesting diversity of female characters there.
Yeah,
especially from the Black Bull Squad, the 2 female characters there would be.
Oh, there's absolutely
there's like crap ton of characters in that series that they could.
Same for Bleach,
exactly.
actually. Like Bleach has some good female characters, and not only that, think about this. For Naruto, they could have put Hinata in there. Imagine the Gentle Fist being used inside of Jump Force. It actually would have been great for close quarter combat. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they dropped the ball there. Like, what else? My Hero, like I said, Uraraka would have been good. I think Momo would have been a great concept in the sense of
she'd be unique in a type of battle royale game. I guess.
for Momo, I feel like I doubt you'll ever play Marvel vs. Capcom. Have y'all?
I have.
I played it.
Okay, so Phoenix Wright is in the game, and what the thing about him is, when it comes to this character, he's very RNG oriented. Like if you get all these papers, he's basically the best character in the game. But at the same time, you're risking that if you didn't get certain pools out of him, he'll turn bad. I feel like if they did that with Momo, like hey, she could use her quirk to create certain items. Like let's say there's 5 or 6 that she could possibly create. If she creates like 3 good ones, then she becomes OP. But you're risking like, hey, she created a rock, and the rock is like really bad or something. Like I feel like that would have been a great mechanic for Jump Force.
Another character that by name specifically would be Vanessa and Oteka from the Black. Do you know who that is?
No, just the awkward silence into it.
I've never seen Black Clover, I think.
I've watched a few episodes of Black Clover. I'm not an avid fan of it. I haven't watched all of it per se.
I would say the first 10 episodes are lackluster, but if you continue on, it's very worth it. I don't know, not to spoil you and you watching the future.
You can say whatever.
Right. So this character later in the series develops this one magical ability called the Thread of Fate, or like the Red Thread of Fate, and it's OP as all hell. So I don't see why they wouldn't include her as future DLC.
I mean, they just missed a lot of stuff. Like you got Rukia from Bleach. She's one of the main characters. She's one of the big 3 within the Bleach verse, and she's not in the game. She's a protagonist of all. She's not in the game. I can understand why they didn't do Dragon Ball. There's not that many fighters. One Piece, they could have put Nico Robin in, or they could have put Nami. That would have been completely fine. They both fight. So, I just feel like I think every series so far besides Dragon Ball has a compelling female character that should be in the game. Dragon Ball and the other much. People like Android 18, but they like Gohan more than Android 18, I would say.
Yeah, I mean that's it. That's all I can say about that.
To be honest, if they would have put in Gohan, they probably would have gone with the incarnation everyone likes, though.
Teen Gohan. Here's my thing. After rewatching the Boo arc, I think I've come to love Ultimate Gohan more than I thought I did. It's just that when he's a giant nerd, no one likes that Gohan.
Yep. And it really showed that in the tournament
Tournament of Power.
There you go.
Here's my thing. Like us Gohan fans, we were saying that he didn't get enough love. I would say that to the cows come home. But then those who aren't Gohan fans, they're like, "What you talking about? He did a lot of good stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, but he's not a Tien or Krillin. He could do more than just, oh yeah, I eliminated 2 or 3 people and then I got eliminated. He's more than that."
Let's be honest. They did Piccolo. They messed up Piccolo though.
They messed up Piccolo and Gohan because Ribrianne got more screen time than both of them.
No, the way Piccolo went out though was
dumb.
that
was god awful. The way Piccolo went out.
Universe 2 was god awful.
Universe 2, yeah. I do love how they were completely cool with, yeah, we're gonna die, but we're gonna die by swinging our dildos in the air as a crowd. I don't know. When I look at Dragon Ball, there are female characters. We saw that in the Tournament of Power, but when you list how many female characters are actually interesting in Dragon Ball, not too many. It's
limited to like 1 or 2.
Yeah, and the ones that are good in the series, they don't fight. Like Chile, she's probably a fan favorite now because of the Broly movie, but she doesn't fight.
That's another character you could have put in though.
She can be
what she would have done? There's no material for fighting.
She can be like a Broly support character and just shake her titties in the corners.
And now y'all trying to get fighters not at Evo Japan because the stream's gonna end the moment they play Broly. Broly would have been a great character. He would have been a great villain. The original movie incarnation Broly. I can understand if they didn't put Super Broly in there because, if the game would hypothetically come out before it hit worldwide theaters, his moveset would have probably spoiled people. I don't know.
I don't know why. It could have been. I feel like a costume would have been pretty cool though.
Yeah, I can agree there.
Like have the 1993 Broly and then have have the newer Broly as a costume.
That's what people are asking for fighters, but hey, we're getting the full Broly for season 2 DLC, so I'm all fine with that.
I'm fine with that. At least we get Gogeta finally.
Oh, did they release the full list of DLC for Dragon Ball?
No, the trailer they released.
No, they only released like 4.
Yeah, they only gave out information on 4. When they did the reveal, when they did the reveal
it's
for
Dragon Ball
Jiren,
Super Broly, it's Blue Gogeta, Videl, and Jiren are the only 4
when they did the reveal trailer, they showed those two off to be the last characters of season 2. There's only gonna be 6 throughout the season, so we don't know who the last 2 are gonna be.
Oh dang!
But there was a tweet though sent out, and throughout the tweet they probably hinted that will be in there, because behind every character they had like a little color background for them. Like for example, Broly had green behind them, Videl had purplish, and Gogeta and them had their colors. For the last 2 characters, they showed off a pink and they showed off a brown, so we don't know who that can be per se.
I don't know. I think
people think it's either Kefla or Janemba for the pink, and for brown, we don't know who that could be. It could be Topo, it could be Roshi, it could be Kid Goku.
I have an idea for the brown.
Who?
And please don't take this the wrong way. How about Oob?
I mean, I'm fine with Oob. I told you I'm fine with that dude. And that'll be perfect because Janemba and Kid Buu are best friends in hell.
That would be the
Exactly. I mean,
pick for the sole reason that everyone hates GT, or most people hate GT or some crap.
He's the only saving grace to GT in my eyes. I'm not a big fan of Super Saiyan 4, and the only arc and to justify GT being good is because of the baby arc and the Shadow Dragons arc. Is like saying, oh, this food is not half bad. It's definitely deserving to be on Gordon Ramsay's menu. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Hey man, we gotta get some Oob action ASAP.
I'm fine with Oob. I think they should do some GT characters. Well, he's not even GT, but most of his shit came from GT.
Yep.
I mean, yep.
I don't know. Like I said, the brown could be Roshi, Topo, which would be a cool mechanic. Kid Goku.
I think Roshi's the one that's been most requested, though.
Roshi is the most requested, but ever since season 2 started dropping, less people have been yammering for Roshi. I've actually been seeing more people advocate for Kid Goku now.
Kid Goku would be pretty cool, though.
He honestly, like I mentioned in week 1 of the podcast, Kid Goku has a plethora of things he could do. He got After Image, he got the Power Pole, he's shorter than most characters, got his tail.
There's only one other character that I can think of with a brown background, and they're definitely not going to be DLC, so this is curious.
Who is that character?
Totally irrelevant. The assassin from Universe 9 that was given the Ball of Destruction, but he's totally irrelevant. So
I mean, there's characters who have like brown clothing or have like other things, just that we don't know who per se it will be. Seeing they put Videl in the game, that opens up like, oh hey, almost anybody can be justified in the game now. Like, I don't know.
Like Dragon Ball Chi-Chi could be in there.
Honestly, it could be Dr. Gero actually too, but I doubt they will put him in the game.
Nah, no.
I just doubt they would.
I'm pretty sure they'll burn the game if they actually did that.
Nah, there's worse characters they put in besides Gero. The fact that some people were like, why did they put Nappa in the game? Even though rewatching the Saiyan arc, I am glad they put Nappa in, because I almost every move he has done in the game, I've pinpointed it in the Saiyan arc. Same for base Jito besides his random ki blast. I mean, but wait, the knee teleport he does.
It probably is Topo though, in all seriousness.
No, I think it is Topo. Personally, I would have loved they paired him with Jiren, but
because it seems like they're focusing more on the Tournament of Power.
I wouldn't say they're necessarily. I think they're not necessarily focusing on that. It seems like they're mostly focusing on Super, because 3 out of the 4 characters are from Super.
Because I feel like Videl's just there to tie knots with the Dragon Ball Z part.
Yeah, I could agree there. We have been seeing a lot more Grace Saya, man. If that's to justify her being part of the whole Super.
Because it could as well be Kefla.
I think Kefla.
Yeah,
I think Kefla would be good to see. Here's my thing about Kefla. I see more people justify Kefla being in because he's a female more so than, oh, she's a good character, because a lot of people hate Kefla.
She's darker. Her skin is darker, so like the background.
Oh, we're talking about the pink.
Oh, pink. Okay.
I said pink could be Kefla or Janemba based on the rumors. if the backgrounds are actually perfect. Knee
Yeah,
teleport
then
is
that
when he
would
killed.
make sense because we already have Broly. So
Oh yeah, he did do the knee teleport when he killed Birder. Welcome, Derpku. I. Here's my thing about. Wait, no, he didn't change it to that armor. You're right. Cause when I watched the base Vegeta, I base Vegeta moves off of when he had his original Saiyan armor on the shoulder pads. So when he during the Namek arc when he changed out of that, that's when I don't consider that him being base Vegeta anymore. If you guys know what I'm referring to.
yeah.
Yeah, so I forgot that he did do the teleport knees on to kill Birder. But everything else, yeah. Like that little key enzyme, then he has the disc. That was from when he just stopped Gohan from being the Great Ape. His key blast.
Omega Shenron. Or the brown.
Omega Shenron is white, but I think that would have been cool to see that. I think if they did a white background, we all would have known that's Omega Shenron.
Like that would be a pretty cool character.
Yeah, I can agree
Screw,
there.
you know what? Screw GT. I'm sorry, I just can't.
I'm not a fan of GT, but seeing they already put like they have dove into non-canonical stuff like Broly, like the Broly we got right now in Fighters. It's non-canon.
At least it's not evolution.
And cooler.
Let's be honest. At least it's not evolution.
Dragon Ball Evolution, yeah.
Just to say that at least GT is an evolution.
I mean, shit is still shit, no matter how you phrase it.
Yep.
I mean, let me just replay one of these matches. I don't know. I can't justify who the brown character would be. I think Janemba would be cool because during the interview at the World Tour, they said they want.
I already know who it is.
Who?
It's Roshi's turtle.
Bruh. Honestly, it could be Roshi because
Most overpowered character in Dragon Ball ever.
Oh, here's the thing. Don't think GT's coming though. I can understand that feeling, Derpku. But here's the thing about Roshi. The reason he would be in there for being brown, not because of the pants he wore in the Tournament of Power, but his original shell that he had between Dragon Ball and Z was brown.
Yep.
And then he has the purple shell, which is weird. Because I thought turtles aren't purple. But
If they're broken thing on Super, having Roshi in there wouldn't be too far.
if they are focusing, yeah, I agree there, because he is very prominent in the Tournament of Power. It could be, honestly, it could be either him or Toto. I just hope they don't give him the Android 17 syndrome, because Android 17, he's considered really bad in the game, and that's because they gave him these different mechanics in hopes of making his unique moveset from the Tournament of Power to be cool. Like, if they do that with Roshi, as in like, he has a bunch of cool moves, don't get me wrong, but they try to string them together, it's gonna be very awkward.
Yo, it could be Android 19.
Would they go that route though?
I don't see why not. Honestly, I honestly don't see.
Here's the
Android
thing.
19 had like what 4 episodes until Vegeta murdered him.
He's only in one movie. Oh wait, no wait, wait. That's.
Am I thinking of the clown? Am I thinking of the wrong one?
Actually, yeah, the clown is 19, I believe. Yeah, 19 is the clown. I doubt they would do that, even though my Android.
I'm thinking of Android 15.
Yeah, wait, I was thinking of 13, Android 13. They actually did put Jero's outfit in Dragon Ball Fighters. When you play Android 21, her outfit number 2 is actually Jero's color scheme. I don't know. I guess we gotta wrap this up really soon, but I think they said they're gonna. The director of the game at the World Tour said that they took fan feedback in, along with cool dynamics they could put in the game. Like looking at Videl and Jiren, the things they do in this game is completely different than anybody else in terms of how the roster is. So I really am leaning towards potentially Janemba being the pink character over Kefla, because Kefla has some cool stuff, but she's very basic. Janemba, on the other hand, he warped reality for fun.
Man, I just want some Ginyu Force characters, to be honest.
Why? They're already in the game, and they're pretty OP.
I mean, like, besides Ginyu.
I mean, I think that's if they put every single Ginyu Force member, and I'm saying that because
that's like saying Garbon will make it in.
He's not a Ginyu Force member. He's a Frieza Force.
Yeah, but that's like basically saying put in every single Ginyu Force member. It's like saying Garbon will probably get in.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like, if they were to make Raccoon along in Ginyu in the game, everyone will ask why he's not the other 3, and then we'll have a new problem on our hands with the roster size. and then more people are gonna be more mad. Like, how come there's 47 male characters and only 3 females? But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. If it's, you know what? I just thought about it. If it's
Lord Slug.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I think I know who may be the brown character. It's a stretch, but it is possible. Y'all want to take a gander before I say it?
Is it Lord Slug?
No.
Midoriya?
No. I was gonna say it. Here it is. It's Raditz. I think it could be Raditz because he has the brown. He has the brown Saiyan armor.
I'll take that.
People have been asking for Raditz for
that
years.
actually could happen.
It's very possible that it's Raditz. If it's not Toppo or Roshi, it could very well be Raditz because there's not that many characters who are rocking brown. Besides, he probably would be cool to have in the game. There's enough material there for him, even though he's only in the show for like 4 episodes.
Actually, wait. It could be Hercule.
I want.
It could be fuck.
It could be Hercule.
If it's Hercule, that's it.
I'm not buying the Fighter's Pass then if it's Hercule.
Like that. He's the only pure brown colored character.
No, there's Oob.
Yeah, that too.
There's brown characters, but nothing that is significant. Like you got Papaya Man from GT, that's Oob still. You got Nam from Dragon Ball, he's brown. Well, technically he's Indian, but he's brownish color. You got King Choppa as well. Like there's brown characters, but nothing compelling. And, well, we can wrap it up.
I can actually see Hercule joining in though.
He is a character requested, but I don't think they will do that because.
I mean, he could work. He could work as a dope character for that game, though.
Here's my thing: I don't think they'll put Hercule in because he's missing one key mechanic, and that's the fact that he can't fly. To like have a jetpack show up on.
Then again, Roshi can't fly either.
That's why I also don't think Roshi could be in. That's my big thing. I was saying.
That's like the one thing I always see against Roshi is like he can't fly.
Yeah, he has to use that little turtle, which honestly would mean that he'll have a slower dragon. That means he'll have a slower super dash than most characters. Well, every character that is, because every character got the same startup time.
But he could just pull out a rocket pack though.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they'll do a rocket pack because if you're trying to be sneaky on somebody and they see the rocket pack coming out, that means you're probably still moving a little bit slower than everybody, or it's more visually.
Yeah, that's why. But for like for Hercule, that could very well be.
Yeah, they did that in Budokai games and in Xenoverse. That's probably why they didn't even put Roshi in Xenoverse.
Like if they really wanted to, they could.
They could. I think that's the issue there. Like, if you don't have a Ki Blast, that's okay because we've seen other characters who don't have Ki Blast be in the game. Like Videl, she has Great Saiyan Man for a Ki Blast, which is really stupid. And we've seen other characters not have Ki Blast, like Hit. So they could put characters in there that way, but if you can't fly, I don't think you meet the criteria for fighters.
Yeah.
Like that's a big selling point. Like it's not even about like, oh, that just means you can't use right trigger. It means that majority of their combos can't be done if they can't fly.
True.
Well, I think that should be about it for the show. We spent about 20 minutes talking about fighters that wasn't even on the panel.
Yep. Well.
Well, I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of the Press Start Podcast. Week 4 was pretty colorful. There wasn't that much that happened throughout the week, besides the same 3 or 4 companies, but nonetheless, it was still a compelling week of BS. I want to thank my co-host Atlas for coming on and Lantern for joining us. And yeah, guys, you want to come on for a future episode? Just let us know. We'll get y'all on here. We'll get y'all informed, and we'll have a good time. Y'all got anything I want to say?
No.
All right. How about you, Atlas?
Hey, man, we got to get Hercule on here.
Boy, I'd rather take. Oh yeah, I forgot this character. It could honestly be Nail. He has brown on him too, I believe.
Oh. No.
I honestly would be really funny because you wouldn't know if that's Piccolo or Nail you're fighting.
Next time on Dragon Ball.
Hey man, if Midoriya is being racist to Piccolo, then I don't condone it. But yeah, let's just wrap it up right here, guys.
If they that Nail has a chance, it's like think we have a chance at
the podcast episode.
I mean, if they had Timebreaker Bardock in this game, I would be happy. But I doubt we're gonna ever get him.
Oof.
It could be Paragus, but Paragus haven't fought at all. But all right, guys, that's pretty much it.
Definitely that guy.
Paragus is Broly's father.
No, the other. It was a green dude that was in the freaking heavens majig.
Oh, Pycon.
There we go.
I was thinking about him, but the only thing that's brown on him is his belt, and I doubt they're gonna put a character in because they got a brown belt with a brown background. Like I said, they should. If for anybody who'd been like a Mega Shenron or Pycon, it would have been like a white background, maybe even blue for Pycon. But that's about it. All right, let's wrap it up right here, guys. Enough rambling. We'll see everybody later. Let's get out of here, guys. The gates full open. I guess gotta go close them. Remember to answer the question of the day in the comment section, people. So bye.
Next time on Dragon Ball.
Get the hell out of here.